more as we create the life that we want. Creative visualization is not some kind of probably almost every day in your life, whether you know it or not. And it's about knowing what you want to have in your life and visualizing, creating that picture, that mental picture in your mind of, let's say it's a new house. So you picture that house, however it is that you want it, and you picture yourself living your life in that house, whatever it is. Okay, for me, when I picture something like that, I generally see myself walking through the front door. And I picture what I do, I see myself in it. That unlocks endorphins and it creates an actual chemical reaction in your body, and creates emotions, generally happy emotions. You probably remember doing this when you were a kid, and your birthday was coming up, or Christmas was coming up, and you think about that new bike that you want, and you picture yourself riding it. You picture yourself showing it to your friends, right? And all that excitement begins to build of actually having it. And I mean, well, as a child, you're kind of dependent on your parents or Santa Claus, right? But lo and behold, it happens. And as an adult, it's the same thing. So that's what creative visualization is. We're going to make sure that this is on. If anybody is out there and you're able to chat, I'm not seeing any chat. Um, I hope I kind of rushed back into fixing this, into getting this set up because people were having a hard time getting in for some reason. And so I kind of just rushed through it just to go live. So hopefully, hopefully the chat is on. Okay. I can't really do, yeah, I might not have it on because I only see myself in it. So I may not have it. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can fix that for you. Let me see. I think I had it on the wrong setting. Let me see if I fixed it. Nothing like fixing this as it's going on, right? So it says that it's enabled. Okay. So it should be fine. As we fix it right as things are going on. How funny. Okay. Anyways, hello, whoever's out there. I hope I fixed the chat. I'm not sure. I have no idea if I fixed the chat or not. So, I have no idea. Anyways, back to creative visualization. It is a technique. It's about really it's about energy, and the energy that you put out into the world. Energy attracts like energy. So some people call it karma. When you put something out into the world, it generally comes back to you. It doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to good people and that good things don't happen to bad people, but generally the energy that you put out will come back to you. So with creative visualization, you are creating the life that you want by visualizing it. Okay? So You manifest it by seeing yourself living that life. There's a lot of different techniques. This is, I'm going to do this for 52 weeks. If it's your first time joining me, I suggest that you do definitely do two things. You can just put them on a little to-do list before we talk about what we're going to do today. One of them is write a letter to yourself that you will open 1 year from now. And in it, put your hopes, your dreams, what you hope, what your hopes are for this next coming year, and any fears, any doubts that you have, put them in there. Put them in there in the terms of, I really want A, but I'm a little worried that I might not get it because of. And then write an affirmation that contradicts, counteracts whatever that doubt is. So let's say that you said, I really would like to buy a home. Just use that for example. I really would like that in a year when I open this envelope, I'm in my new home, but my finances, I'm struggling. Things are a little bit insecure financially, and I don't know if I'll be capable of turning that around in a year. Okay, that's a real fear. Doesn't do any good. Hi, Nola. I see. Good. The chat's working now. Great. Hi, honey. I'm talking about, I'm kind of recapping for people that may not have been here for the first 2 sessions. I had bronchitis, so we kind of missed some. But it's going to be 52 weeks. The first week we all, I asked people to write this letter to themselves. So you put in that letter, you know, Dear Annette, I hope that this past year has been an adventure for you. I hope this is what we wanted when we first began this journey. Okay, I want a home. Okay, that's great. That's a real thing. That's whatever that is. I'm using a home as an example. That's a real goal. Something, right? It's something you really want. You cannot ignore the doubts that you have about achieving whatever goal it is. You cannot ignore them. They're not going to go away. Okay? I've said this time and time again in many of the groups like this that I lead, including positive affirmations. Knowing your weaknesses is equally, if not more valuable than knowing your strength. Okay, you cannot ignore your doubts or character traits that you are not less than happy with. Okay, you cannot ignore them. Okay, have you heard that term? Whatever is hidden in the dark will come out in the light. Okay, they're going to be there. Acknowledge them. So if the goal in the letter is, I would like to own a new home, but I'm really worried because of finances. My finances are less than secure, and I don't know if I'm capable of turning them around. Then you write, my finances may be a little bit insecure right now, but now put a but to the first but. But here's what I know about myself. I know I'm a survivor. I know that every time that I fall down, I somehow get back up. It may not be the most graceful, but I get back up. I've always managed somehow. I'm smart. I'm creative. I will figure out a way to financially begin my journey to get this home. Okay? Very important. Acknowledge what you think is going to hold you back from the goal, and acknowledge that you have strengths. You have strengths that are probably bigger than that. Okay? Tony Robbins, huge motivational speaker, he has a great quote that I came across this last week, and I'd never heard it before. I'd heard it in different ways. I heard it in different ways, like in that sign. That's one of the signs in my studio. Okay, let your dreams be bigger than your fears. Let your dreams be bigger than your fears. He said, stop worrying about all of the things that could go wrong. Pretty sure this is what I went. I probably messed it up because I usually do. I usually mess it up somehow. Let me see if I can actually find it and get it right. You guys have probably, oh, here we go. Where is it? This is what he said. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start getting excited about what could go right. This is your life. You should be excited about it. You should be excited about the possibilities. When we were children, anything was possible. I don't know how many forts my brother and I made out of boxes, right? Lemonade stands, the paper dolls. Didn't have the most money. You know, I'm essentially an orphan, as most of you know. So I never had much, but I had imagination, and I had a lot of initiative and a lot of guts. You got to kind of be gutsy to walk through the world as an orphan alone. And I could take plain paper and the Sears catalog, and not just create paper dolls, but clothes and cut out furniture and stuff from the Sears catalog and put them. I actually created little pockets, and I could unfold them. One would be the living room, one would be the bedroom. There was always a possibility. I could look at something and see it as something else. I could see the potential in something. And when you look in the mirror, you should see the same thing. Nobody is one-dimensional. We all have different layers. Life is not black or white. And that doesn't mean that there has to be numerous shades of gray. Make your life as colorful as you want it every day. Every day. Listen, from these really fun cups that I use to mix resin in, I just need any old cup, right? I just need any old paper cup. This makes me happy. This makes me joyous. This feels whimsical. If I have to have a paper cup, why can't I have the funnest paper cup that I want? The answer is I can. I can have it. Okay? I like fun sayings. They make me smile. I like lots of colors. So I do that. I like pretty earrings. So I do that. There are things you can do every day in your life to make your life more joyful. And every time you create that for yourself, whether it be a really cute mug to drink your tea or your coffee out of, or a cute pair of earrings, or a special pen for writing, or whatever your hobby is, or listening to fun music. I don't just listen to music. This is my Bluetooth speaker. It brings me, not only does it work great, it makes me smile when I look at it. Okay? When you begin to create an environment that makes you smile and makes you joyous, your eyes begin to open up at the wonder of your own life. I promise you. Okay? I promise you. Um, it's important for me for things to be aesthetically pleasing. It's important for me to have great. Hi, Sarah. I think we fixed it. I'm gonna interrupt this. I there was such a problem with that earlier, and then I had to end the stream, and I had to jumped back in, and so fast to try to recover and get back into the time slot that I think I missed a couple steps. But you know what? It happened. It happened, and we're all here now. And the beauty of this platform is that you can always go back and watch the video if you want to watch me ramble on and on and on and on and on at any given time. Okay. Hey, Sarah. I am nothing if not tenacious. Okay. It's going to take a whole lot more to dissuade me than a little chat issue or a webcam issue or a technical issue. I'm just not going to go out like that. Not this kid. Not this. I'm not going to go out like that. I'm going to try and try and try and try and try. Try and try and try again. You know, and that's what life's about. You fail sometimes. You fail sometimes. You fall down, and sometimes you just want to lay there. And there's been times I've laid there when life is just mowed right over me. I've laid there. I've wallowed. Guess what? It's not fun. I've had fun before. That's not it. So I like to have fun. I like to smile. I like to laugh. So if something's making me unhappy, I get into my toolbox and I figure out what I need to do to change it. And I don't always succeed, but most of the time I do. And I might not succeed pretty, right? I might not. I might do the ugly cry while I'm pushing, right? But I do it. And I'm just not going to, no. So thank you for sticking with some of the problems, Sarah, and coming back. I could say it was an epic fail, whatever went wrong this morning, but it wasn't an epic fail because here we are still standing. We're all together, right? So, you know, when I first got the idea to start my resin business, it started with this idea. Who knows where it came from? Because my mind is always, always, always going. And started with the idea of these pens with the book pages in them, right? And bookmarks, generally geared toward the bigger fandoms. Because I kind of felt that those fans deserved, you know, to have really cool things. I thought it was a really cool idea. That's how it started. I did not know what I was doing. I had absolutely zero experience with resin. But I had a vision. And so I designed my logo. And I got the stickers printed. And I went online and I looked for the molds and said what I had to do. And then I went and I got the books. And then I thought about, you know, I've been pretty crafty in my life. I'm a pretty creative person. I Oh, thank you, Sarah. And that's what, courage. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think of myself as pretty brave, you know, undaunted, idealistic, naive, perhaps. Uh, I started getting the things that I needed for it. I got back into my little file cabinet and I thought about uh, what would be needed to cure the pages and this and that. And I just started moving forward. I had an idea of what I thought I wanted them to look like in my head. You could call it visualization. I had no idea what I was doing. None. And it showed. It showed easily in the first 6 months. I destroyed molds. I mixed resin improperly and hundreds and hundreds, if not easily thousands of dollars in resin. It's not cheap. I poured resin on everything. It just went everywhere. Every tutorial I saw said wear gloves, and I would try, I got my hair in resin one time. Poured resin on the puppies accidentally. Every tutorial said wear whatever you do, wear gloves. Oh no, I would just charge ahead and not wear with literally Ajaxing my hands with rubbing alcohol and Ajax trying to get the resin off. It was just, I should have given up. I should have given up 1,000 times. I certainly barreled through thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I looked at it as my tuition cost. I had no experience. I might have had no business doing it at all. It was my education. It was my learning curve. All those molds, all that resin, all the hours of cutting resin out of the dog's hairs. That was my education, and the money was the tuition. I didn't know what I was doing, and I knew that going in. I never looked at it as failure, and it never deterred me. And the dream got bigger. It got bigger. The pens, suddenly they were there in front of me, like I had envisioned them. Right? And then more pen ideas came, and then then when I would shop for molds, I would say, these posters are really cool. And then that, and the jewelry, and people said, well, what about jewelry? And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it never occurred to me that I couldn't do it. Because when the idea for the pens was conceived, I saw myself doing it. I saw the pens. Seeing is believing. I saw them. I couldn't unsee it. It never occurred to me that I wouldn't create them. And it's gotten bigger. And now when I search for something and I don't find what I want, I make it. So now from the charcuterie boards and the coasters, I was looking for a really cute Lazy Susan, but I wanted a cute one. And I didn't want the plain wooden one. I don't want the plain paper cups. Why would I want the plain wooden one? Not this girl. Come on, we're going to accessorize everything. So I kept looking, and then the ones I did like, they were so expensive. And then I was sitting there looking at one of my charcuterie boards that I had made, and I thought, well, why couldn't I turn that into a Lazy Susan? There was no reason, except I hadn't thought about it. Sure enough, I went online. I found the Lazy Susan parts, the little turntable. Now I can make Lazy Susan. It just gets bigger. It just gets bigger when you feed your dream, when you acknowledge it, when you acknowledge what the universe sends to you, and you respect it, and you understand that, and it, because it excites you, and you honor that. You feed the dream, and the dream gets bigger. I may die with just a house full of resin that nobody else wants, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Let's see what's going on over here. Miss Sarah says, just having to go making mistakes leads to knowledge. Yeah, and I never really consider them mistakes, Sarah. Every time I made a mess, every time I had to walk molds dripping with resin that would never cure because I had mixed improperly. I wasn't paying attention, and instead of doing equal parts of each, resin is a two-part liquid form when it starts. You have to use perfectly each part. If any of you have ever been in one of my resin tutorials, I did not pay attention, and I would pour 2 parts of the same, 2 parts of A instead of a part of A and B. It will never cure, and I would still be trying to get that sticky gloppity gloop out of those molds. Every time I walked those molds into the kitchen and threw them out in the trash, I did not beat myself up about it. Sometimes I would laugh. I just went, well, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I did it again because I'm human. But I always felt I felt when I got sick and tired of doing that, I would start to pay more attention to what I was doing. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of the way things are, you will eventually wake up and change it. And I did, but I always looked at it as one step closer to nailing it. And I made a lot of messes. I still do sometimes. I just ruined some molds a few weeks ago. Okay, that comes with it. That comes with it, but the joy outweighs it. The joy outweighs it. So, an investment in my growth, yeah, all that money, all those hours, all those oh man, and sometimes worse than oh man. I don't just have a sailor's mouth. I have a mouth that would make a sailor cry and call his mother. Okay, it's in here. Okay. Yes. Oftentimes, what holds us back is self-doubt. But listen, just like your dreams, the more you feed the self-doubt, the bigger it gets. Okay. It's the same. Keep feeding the self-doubt. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And what you could have handled when it was this size. You know how it is, like when you need to lose maybe 5 pounds and you put it off, and pretty soon it's 15, and then it's 25, and then it's 40, and it's 50, and then it really seems undoable and unmanageable, right? It's the same thing with that, whatever it is that's haunting you. Okay? And it's never too late to just nip it in the bud. Okay? Just like your dream, you feed your dream, the dream's going to get bigger. You feed what's haunting you, it's going to get bigger. Put that thing on a diet, a starvation diet. Okay? Put it on a diet. Take it out of the game. Bench it. Okay? Sarah says you have the confidence to create what you want. doesn't occur to me that I can't do it. It just doesn't occur to me that I can't. I mean, there's some things I'm sure I can't do. I wouldn't try to rebuild an engine, mostly because it doesn't interest me. If it doesn't interest me, I'm not going to really give it my whole go. And I haven't seen that many cute mechanics uniforms either. So the whole thing just doesn't interest me at all. I was like, well, maybe if we could do something about that fabric, you know. I know, Sarah, you always come so early. I might be embalmed in resin. Yeah, you don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. Life does that enough. Life does it enough. My self-talk is very positive. I mean, I hear the whispers sometimes of other stuff. But we had, I don't think you were able to make it, Sarah. So the first week that we did this, we wrote that letter, right, which I've been talking about. Write that letter to your future self, to yourself that's going to open it in a year from now. Put in it your dreams, the things that you hope or achieve, so that when you open it up, you say, it says, hi, I hope that you're reading this sitting in your new home. Or I hope that you're reading this and that car is in the front yard. Or I hope you're reading this and your relation, hi Annette, hi there. I hope you're reading this and your relationship skills have gotten better. Or you've switched jobs, or you've gotten rid of that person or that thing that isn't serving you, right? Okay. So that was our first week, what we had to do our first week. And then we put it in an envelope and we seal it. Okay, I'm not going to open that till this experiment's over. I write a letter like that to myself every year on my birthday. I don't make New Year's resolutions. To me, my New Year's is my birthday. That's my new year. So I always write a letter to myself to open up the next year. And then I see the next year when I open it, I'm like, wow, because half the time I don't even remember what I wished for myself. And I open it up and go, wow, I forgot all about that, and it happened, or I forgot all about that, and ends up that wasn't really important to me, because we have to be adaptable. Okay, you have to be focused. It's important to have goals. It's important to honor your dreams and your goals, but you have to be adaptable. You have to cannot resist life. You have to be fluid. You have to roll with some punches. And don't get me wrong, there's times when you have to stand up and be really firm and go, no, I'm sorry, that's just not going to work for me. No. You have fun with that. And then you have to be ready to shift gears and walk away from that situation or a person or whatever. Okay. Don't get me wrong, there are times to stand firm, but that's not every day. You've got to be fluid and understand. As I said, I've opened up letters and gone, oh, wow, I remember when I wanted that. That's not even important to me anymore. Right? And I just kind of laugh. So you have to be adaptable with your dreams. Okay, you have to be flexible, because hopefully we are always evolving and changing and growing, right? So your dreams change and grow and evolve, and you start to fine tune things. You know, I figure I'm I'm going to be 55 in May. I figure by the time, because I can't even say I'm middle aged anymore, because how many 110-year-olds that are running around? Okay, I figure by the time I'm 96, 97, I'll have everything really fine tuned and refined, and I'll know exactly what I want, and I'll achieve most, and then then I'll die. That's okay. Okay. All right. Uh, and you have to laugh about that too. We're not immortal. We're not immortal. If you don't, there's only one way to not get older. Don't worry, that dream will come true one day. One day you will cease to get 1 minute older. There's no time like the present, which means it's never too late. I feel like actually I'm starting to live my best life in my 50s. You could not have told me that 5 years ago when I got this tracheostomy. I was so mad. I was so mad at the world. Because I feel bad. I feel bad for that girl, that woman. I was devastated. I woke up and I thought they turned me into a monster. I feel so bad for that person, for that woman that woke up and felt that way 5 years ago. Because it wasn't over. I'm not over. And regardless of this, I feel as if I'm starting to live my best life. I truly do. Truly do. My self-talk, I try to have my self-talk be positive, but listen, you never want to, again, you cannot just act like the self-doubt and the criticism and the concerns. I'm not still crying. These are tears that are just dropping because they've been sitting there. You can't ignore. It's just like you can't ignore the bully in the room forever, right? Eventually, you need to stand up to that sucker and shut it down. Okay, you can't just continue if there's a bully. You can't just continue when the school bell rings to take off as fast as you can and hope you outrun it. You're not going to outrun your self-doubt. You have to confront it. You have to confront it and go, okay, yeah, so is that all you have? Because I have things bigger that can crush you. And you know what? Now that you have my attention, I'm gonna start working on that. Prepare to meet your maker. And so in the second week, and Sarah, I don't think that you made it, but remember we acknowledged what was our biggest thing that we tell ourselves. And for me, and it's laughable to me sometimes, but really it was, I'm not capable. Whatever a big situation or problem was, something in me that would cause all kinds of anxiety and nerves and endless worry was the fear that I wasn't capable of taking care of whatever had to be done. That's on my bad days. On my good days, that's laughable to me. That is absolutely laughable to me on my good days. So that second meeting that we had for this, we named our biggest obstacles, things that were no longer serving us. Me telling myself that I'm not capable is not helpful. That is not helpful in any situation. That is not helpful. So that it does not serve me. It had to go. And we had a ceremony. And that sucker was cremated. And it was replaced. And I can tell you that this actually worked. When you release what's no longer serving you, you have to put something else in its place. You have to take up the space that it was renting. Because it's going to try, when you say, get out of here, we actually burned it. There was eulogies and stuff that we wrote for each other, right? Well, fear will always hold you back. And it can be fear of failure, it can be fear of humiliation, it can be fear of success. Okay? You have to replace it. You have to replace, because it will come back. It will come back. And there has to be no room for it. Okay, so whatever that space that it was renting has got to be replaced with something else, something positive, so that when it comes back, you can go, I'm sorry, we don't have any vacancies. And you shift thoughts and you go to what to its replacement. You level up. You level up, okay? It has worked. That was weeks ago, because then I got sick with bronchitis after. And then back, I can tell you that I have not capable. I don't want to conjure it up. It has not occurred to me in weeks. Okay, you have to replace it. So, just like in your letter, when you say this is what I want to achieve, but blah 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 blah, there has to be a but to the but. But that's true right now. I'm not this or that, but I am this. I am that, and I've done this, I've done that. Okay, there's always a way to turn the negative talk into a positive affirmation. You just simply, if you say, we're just going to use this as an example. I'm not capable. I'm just not capable. I'm not capable. The positive affirmations are, we don't say them over and over again because they already exist. We say them over and over again because, just like our ABCs, you just keep saying it until you believe it, until that's what you hear instead. So instead of saying I'm not capable, I would turn that into the opposite. Literally take an index card and write whatever that fear or that negative talk is that you're hearing. Write it down and literally turn the index card over and write on the other side the exact opposite. I am capable. I have shown myself that many times. In fact, I'm more than capable. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior. That is a lot more powerful than the statement on the other side, the little I'm not capable that's written on the other side of the index card. You can almost see it going, God, God, and trying to slink out. I promise you. Okay? So, no, it's not difficult. It's not difficult to identify what holds you back. You just have to do it. It's not difficult. You're not having to say it in a room. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. You can tell me. You could right now. I could say, "What's your biggest dream? What's your biggest goal?" Well, why aren't you on that? And you would immediately be able to tell me why. It's not difficult. You can't listen. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away, and it's in the way It's in the way of what you want. It is renting space that doesn't belong to it. Okay? It's like being in a bad relationship. You've got to get out of it because the healthy relationship, it doesn't have any room. It's circling the parking lot looking for a parking space, and they're all taken. Eventually, it's going to give up and go park down the street. Okay? It's the same way with this negativity. Call it out. Aren't you sick of it? Aren't you tired of it? You should be. I'm tired of it for you. I'm tired of it for you. Could I do it for you? I would, but it would not have any value. You would not value it because the other voice in your head would go, yeah, but if she only knew the truth. What is the truth? I don't need to know it, but you better. You better. I don't need to know it, but you better. And you better make sure it's really the truth, if that's what you're living by. That's what's holding you back. Man, it better be valid. Better be valid if it's holding you back. And it's in the way from you living your best life. And that doesn't mean a Lamborghini in the driveway and a McMansion. Okay? And it doesn't mean a whatever. I don't even know what the perfect body is. Okay, that's size 2. Let's just throw some ridiculous number out there. That doesn't mean that. It means what is stopping you from waking up being excited about your life. You can be excited about your life driving a beat up station wagon, living in a studio apartment. You can wake up excited because there's possibilities and you know you're capable of achieving that. But you can't know that if the negative talk is the loudest voice in the room. Shut that thing up. Shut it up. Acknowledge what it is. You do not have to tell another person. But you know what it is, whatever it is, and you've got to be honest about what it is. That is the only way to get it out of the way. You have to call it out. If it's A, whatever A is, you can't be over in a corner, cowered down, going, hey, B. You're not even calling it. It's A, and it's over there, and you should be going, hey, you, come here. I've had it with your shit. Pack your rags. You're gone. You're out of here. You've been putting me down and keeping me down for long enough. Sucker, today is a new day. Go. Okay? Sarah says, I think I do that a lot, like tell myself I have no goals. I don't care. I'm a minimalist. I'm not competitive. It's not about, listen, it's not about material things. It's not about material things. Those are just things. Okay? It's not about that. It's not about competition. It's not about competition. Especially amongst women. Women do that. We compete. We compete for men. We compete for jobs. Now, when women do that, they rob themselves of of the beauty and the empowerment of female friendships and real support. It's not about competition. You're not competing with anybody. You came in this world alone, you're going to go out alone. Okay, there is a finish line. There is a finish line. Guess what? You're the only one crossing it. Death is the finish line. You're the only one crossing it. There's no competition. There's no competition. No. It's not about what he has or she has or they have and you don't, and what you need and who to push out of the way, who to step over to get something. That's not necessary. That's not necessary to do that. To get to have the life you want. It's not necessary. You just have to you don't have to knock anybody out of your way. You just have to get out of your own way. That's it. Get out of your own way. If those are the things that you tell yourself, that you don't have goals, if that's what you're telling yourself, I can tell you that, first of all, it's a lie. Absolutely. I can see here right now, your goal is to not make excuses for the things that you just said here. For laziness and not having to leave your comfort zone. Okay. I can already tell that your goal is to not tell yourself that you're too lazy to leave your comfort zone. Maybe you're just comfortable in it. Isn't that the point of a comfort zone? Why is a comfort zone bad? It's not. Maybe you're not lazy. Maybe you're just resting. Are you rested up yet? You feel energized? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with resting. Okay, change the verbiage. You're not lazy, you're resting. You're not lazy, you've earned a good Netflix binge. Okay? You're not lazy. You're fine-tuning the master plan. Okay? Change the verbiage, change the way you talk to yourself. Nothing wrong with your comfort zone. Just maybe it's time to enlarge it a little bit. There's nothing wrong. Maybe it's time to add a sunroom. Okay? Too comfortable, probably, even though you should be more concerned. Well, you'll be more concerned when it's a concern. When it's a real concern. Like I said, when I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of wasting resin and molds, it became a concern and I dealt with it. Now I don't do it as much. Okay? So, you gotta write your letter to your future self and you have to put it in an envelope and put it away. Okay? I have a little box where I'm keeping my thing. A little shoebox. I'm going to decoupage it. It can be whatever you want. Anything that you want. That's where my letter is, and affirmations and things like that. Okay. Just hold that thought there. Then your second is and you need to start writing your affirmation. Okay, get yourself some index cards, or if you can't afford index cards, it's not necessary to have them. Get some paper. The envelopes, the bills come in, or junk mail. Gut them, cut them. Write the negative talk on the one side and turn it into an affirmation on the other. Start putting it in that box, okay? It's your go-to, but your toolbox. your toolbox. It's time to start filling it, okay? Then, for this week, we are going to write down our goals. It's not enough just to say, just to put it out in the universe. I just want my life to be better. I just want to be happier. You have to help the universe out a little bit. Okay, I've said this before. Don't just say, oh, I'm so lonely, I want a man. Better be a little more specific. No, the universe will send you a man. Send you a man, no problem. That's it. A man. A male human being. Be specific. So we're going to write down goals. You're already writing your letter to yourself. Now, I know it sounds silly. What I'm going to do is take a piece of paper and I'm going to fold it. I'm going to fold it into a trifold, right, like a brochure. Just like that. So what I'm going to do it however you want to do it. Okay? 3 pieces, right? And it's opened up. First one, 1-year goal. 1-year goals. Make them reasonable. Do not set yourself up for failure. Make them you don't have to be big things. It can be little things. Okay? I have a product photography camera that I set up because I know when I finally launch the online business, it's not a brick and mortar store. I know that people can't come in and touch and feel my items, the things that I've created. But it has to be the photos have to be better than what I'm doing on my phone. Okay, I've had that camera. Granted, I've been busy. Okay, but we all know me with technology, and it's not a complicated camera. It's just a bigger camera than anything I've dealt with before. But I checked things out and I did research because I know it's important. And I got the light box and things to do it right. And then I see the camera and I get all like I can't technology, right? But I've got to master that. And everyone says it's not hard. Well, it's feeling a little hard for me. I need to get over that. So now I have the camera and the camera bag and all stuff. I have it where I can see it every day. So it's not a foreign object. It may sound silly. It's a way of getting myself comfortable and used to seeing it. It's out all the time. So if I have a minute and inspiration, I can grab it and throw YouTube on and try to watch a tutorial again until I get over it. That's a goal. It's not a big goal. According to people who know photography, I should not be having this problem. They don't say that, but I know they're thinking it. What's wrong with her? I don't care. What's wrong with me? Technology and I. Complicated. So, it can be whatever. New canisters for the kitchen. It'll make you happier when you're in there, okay? New flannel sheets for the bed for winter. They're so cozy and comfy. Love them, okay? A new pillow. Whatever. Write it down. Make it. It's all about intentions, okay? You have to let the universe know what your intentions are and what you want. When you were a kid and it was time to write a letter to Santa, you didn't just put on it stuff. Dear Santa, I've been really good this year, maybe not all the time, but I've really tried, and I just would like a lot of stuff. Okay? You did not write that. You were very specific about what you wanted. open it up. The second, 5 years. And the last one, 10. Write them down, okay? That's this week. That's this week's project, okay? Write those down. 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, your goal. They can change, be fluid. But we need to write them down today. And then you put that with your affirmation cards and your letter to yourself, okay? You like the Buddhist philosophy of having no expectations. Yeah, that's great. And that's great. If you're a Buddhist monk and you live in a monastery, I guess. I mean, it's great. I mean, if you're happy-go-lucky and things are working out well for you that way, then great. But I would have to say, don't live. Your life isn't a bumper sticker. I would say that if that was really working for you, you wouldn't be here. Don't co-sign your own bullshit. Don't seek out things to confirm, reaffirm, co-sign what's holding you back in life. That's a whole lot of energy to feed things that aren't serving you. Let me see. It doesn't have to be about things. It can be a better job. It can be a more fulfilling friendship. It can be better communication skills. It doesn't have to be a thing. Goals are not just about things. It can be a bigger social circle. It can be finally taking the pottery class that you want. Not about stuff. I like my stuff. I do. I love my stuff. But if something happens to my stuff, I'm over it. I read something great years and years and years and years and years ago. And it said, look at the glass as if it's already broken. That way, when it does break, you're not upset about it. You're glad for the time that you had it. That's what I do. If something breaks or breaks down, if I really want to, I replace it. Or I might find that's not really important to me anymore. But I had fun with it while it lasted. It's not about having an attachment to stuff. It's about having an attachment to your own happiness and contentment. It's about leading by example to your daughter. Maybe. Nola says, yeah, I did ask for a lot of stuff, but you were specific about it, Nola. And that's what I got, a lot of stuff. Now I got to get rid of most of it. Yeah, I think we all do that. You go through times, there's times, to hunt and gather, and there's times to purge. And then somebody else gets to enjoy that stuff. And that's a good feeling too. Right? When whatever stuff that you really enjoyed that you just no longer need, when it gets a second chance at a new life, it's really great. Right? Oh, lovely home full of beautiful furniture, lost it in a bushfire. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to be about material stuff. A bushfire could solve my problem. I don't have a problem. I love my stuff. I love it. Now, a bushfire would break my heart. For anybody, it would break my heart. But, there are still things that you're wanting in your life. We all have things that we want. personally want for you that you would have no negative self-talk and that you would have no negative self-doubt, and that there would, if you saw something on TV and thought, oh, I would really love to do that, that nothing inside of you said, yeah, right, shut up, whatever, would you just shut up? You can't ever do that. That's what I would want for you. Seriously. Because you would want it for me too. If you knew I was talking to myself that way, right? To myself having 5 kids, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of children. That's a lot of children. Okay, so how are you guys feeling about this? We got the project, right? That you're gonna do today. Today. Don't put it off. Today. Okay. Matter of fact, we're not gonna go much longer because I just want you to do it. Okay. You're okay. Actually, and if you ever watch the videos back, Sarah, nobody can see the chat, so they probably all think I'm a weirdo talking to myself, or my imaginary friends, Sarah and Nola, or Carla and Christina. I am a weirdo, but they're not imaginary. They're right there in the chat. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. Nobody can. This way, sometimes I'll say what you guys write in chat. I'll repeat it. A lot of times I won't. Like I was gonna say last week when we did the where we got rid of what wasn't serving us. It was very personal, and that video was deleted. It will never see the light of day because it was personal. It was personal what we talked about, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that people couldn't see chat. It was very, eulogies were read, and that was deleted. Okay, but nobody can see what you're writing. Okay, all right. Let's do our reading from Shakti, who, as you know, wrote the creative visualization. I'm going to encourage you again. You don't have to buy this book. It's online in audio form right here on YouTube, and in fact, it should be in the playlist that says Creative Viz and Positive Affirmations on my channel. You'll see, I think you see the book cover, or you might see Shakti, I'm not sure. But you hit it, and it's this entire book talking to you, okay? Yeah, it's hard to have it both ways. Like, you can't say, I really, I'm going to start this no salt diet, but I just can't ever give up salt. But I'm on this low sodium diet. Could you pass me salt? You just can't. You just can't. Some things you can't have it both ways. Okay. Some things, but not everything. How's that low sodium diet working for you, Annette? It's working really great. Can you pass the salt, please? It's working great. I haven't had to change a thing in my life. It's just pouring more stuff, right? So, okay. Gotta laugh. Gotta laugh. Because, oh, the times and the things I've tried to have it both ways. Okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. This is it. So, top of it says, Life is never trying to tell us there's something wrong with us. Life's never trying to do that, okay? The universe is always trying to show us how we can be more of who we are. The painful lessons that we get inevitably show us that we are not trusting or loving ourselves, or that we are not expressing ourselves honestly or taking care of ourselves properly. In some way, we are not fully honoring our relationship with ourselves. The universe is trying to show us how we can express our power, truth, and creativity in our lives, and how we can love and trust ourselves more. I can tell you that that is true because look what the universe brought to you. Ta-da! This, what's happening right here is the universe. The universe brought this right here, and it brought you right here too. Not a coincidence, okay? The universe is trying to show us how we can express power, truth, and creativity in our lives. This is proof. And the affirmation is, I honor myself for who I am. Each day, I'm becoming more and more of myself. Okay? Well, I love having you here, Sarah. So, and I really appreciate the effort that you always make, because you literally like wake up at 2 and 3 in the morning to be a part of the experience, and that tells me right there that you're not lazy, and that whatever part of your comfort zone that's uncomfortable, you are actively, this is you getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning is you actively making an attempt to change whatever is not comfortable in your comfort zone. So when you tell yourself that you're lazy, you hear that voice just go, really, I'm not sure about that, because I get up at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning in an attempt to get further down the road on my journey to betterment, to bettering myself. So I don't think so. So shut up. You're a bully. That's what you say. Shut up. If I was really lazy, would I get up at 2 or 3 in the morning? For what Annette's going to put out there. Okay? Yeah, you are lying to yourself. You need to call that thing out. Would you be friends with a liar? Get that thing out of there. Get that. That's one way you shut that down. Okay? Put that on your 1-year goal. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I really want you to go do that. It's important. It's important. Write down those goals. And then next week we'll talk about some different techniques of visualizing those goals. It's important to name them and put them out into the universe. What you got to do, you got to do a little something, okay? You got to do a little something. The universe is really busy. Okay, it's really, really busy. So it would appreciate, it's like a mom, like a stay-at-home mom with like way too many kids. It loves its children, right? Loves it, doesn't want to change. Loves being a stay-at-home mom, loves taking care of everybody. I would really appreciate if every now and then you could pitch in and help with the dishes. Pick your socks up, okay? Gotta help it out. It's busy. It's really busy. Okay? Thank you. We will be here again next week. information and a couple other things. And I'm probably going to do Sunday night true crime stuff here. And so it's just time. It's just time to just grow this little channel. Okay. It's time for more people to watch the ridiculousness. Okay, that's it. You got your homework. Go do it. No more mucking around. And I need to eat some lunch, and then I have a video chat. So thank you for being here. And well, you already know. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. That means you get rid of all that. Okay. Pretend like it's that game Whack-A-Mole. When one of those that negative self-talk pops up out of the hole, rears its ugly head, like the Whack-A-Mole game, right over the head. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sarah. It's actually a dress. So because you've had it for a long time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the efforts that you make to be a part of this. And I will see you soon. Okay. Have a wonderful Wednesday. I know it's Wednesday for you, Sarah. Nola, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And to anybody who fell into the trap and is just watching a video replay of this, you get to work on your goals too. Thank you for being here, you guys. Okay? Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and find every single reason you can to smile. What did Dolly Parton say in Still Magnolias? Smile. It increases your face value. Okay? All right. Well, I learned from you guys too. Okay, I'm out of here. It's lunchtime. Bye.